Hey guys, how are y'all today? Coming at you with a little bit something different. I wanted to do what I bought at the grocery store and one healthy recipe for you today. If the lighting looks a little bit weird, it's raining here, so I got weird lights coming in, and so there's shadows all over the place. We've been cooking recently, so it's been almost a month that we've been cooking at home, trying not to eat out at all. I think we've eaten out maybe 4 or 5 times, where it's just convenient because we can't make it home or we can't cook at the time, so it's just a lot more convenient for us to eat out at those particular times, but we've been doing really good about eating out at home. So I found a really good recipe on Pinterest for healthy Parmesan chicken, and I am going to show you how to do it, how to make it, and what it looks like. And I made it last night, and it is to die for. It's easier for me to make a grocery list and then follow off my grocery list when I go to the store. So I made a grocery list. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this in. So you guys can see how I color coded it and what I put on my list. And then here's my receipts. And so this is just easier than me going down the list and telling you what I bought or reading it off. So I'm just gonna show you my receipts so you guys can figure out what we're eating. And look at the prices. This place is amazing. We spent maybe $140 yesterday total from the 2 places. We go to Whole Foods and we go to Sprouts. Sprouts is amazing. So those are my receipts. That's what I bought. I bought exactly what was on my list, as you can tell, with the receipts. Now my favorite part, my exciting part. Healthy Parmesan chicken. So I made it last night for dinner, and it took me less than 40 minutes to make. And then that's baking time, and then probably 10 minutes prep time. So I have healthy Parmesan chicken, and this is an actual picture of last night's dinner. That's my plate right there. So I just have it listed out here as an easy way to tell you guys. I'm also going to put this on my Instagram, and I will link my Instagram down below. It's my diet pics, so it's not my regular Instagram. I'll have both. I have a regular Instagram, and then I have a diet pics where I track my workouts and usually what I eat per day, just to kind of help myself remember certain recipes like this. So the ingredients for it are 2 pounds of chicken, and you can have breast or tenders. So they had tenders on sale yesterday at Sprouts, and we got a pack for $3. So I just opened up the pack and used those. You need whole wheat breadcrumbs. I found mine at Whole Foods, and let me tell you how much they were, which they were amazing. $2.99, and I barely used any. I ended up throwing away some of the mix, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Parmesan cheese. You can use low-fat Parmesan cheese or just regular Parmesan cheese because we're not using a whole bunch. Olive oil. I like to use extra virgin olive oil. Tomato sauce. I bought organic tomato sauce from Sprouts, and I think it's Roma. Yeah, organic Roma tomato sauce, and they were 79 cents each, and I only ended up using 1 small can. And part skim mozzarella cheese. So that's going to be the lower fat version of mozzarella cheese. And that cheese was $3.39. And I used half of it, half of a little block. And I don't know how big the block was, but I used about half of it. Anyways, so the first step is what you're going to do is open up your chicken and coat them in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. It doesn't take much for the chicken, just to coat it, and that's so the breadcrumbs will stick. That's better than using butter, so please use olive oil, and it helps it actually stick really well. Turn your oven on to 375, preheat if you are a preheated person. After that, you're going to combine in a large bowl a 1/2 cup of whole wheat breadcrumbs and 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and you can kind of guesstimate because I ended up throwing out the rest of the bread mix because it's raw chicken is already in there. You can't reuse the bread mix. So I ended up throwing the rest of that out, so you don't need as much, so you can kind of gauge. I would just gauge how much ever you feel. You can't get it wrong there. Step 3 is to toss the chicken into the breadcrumb mix. Just coat them evenly and then place on a foil baking sheet or a cookie sheet. So I just covered mine in a foil, put the chicken on top, and then you bake them for 15 minutes one way and then flip them over after the next 15 minutes. When that's done, so the chicken's cooked for a full 30 minutes. After that, 15 minutes one side, 15 minutes the other side. Then I opened up my can of sauce. I put a little bit of oregano and garlic powder in mine. Mine wasn't seasoned at all. My tomato sauce wasn't seasoned at all. So you can put your own seasonings in it if you would like. And then you just spoon the tomato sauce on top of the chicken, and then sprinkle a little bit of that skim Parmesan or skim mozzarella cheese. Put it back in the oven for about 7-8 minutes, and it should toast the cheese on top and warm the sauce, and that gets it all nice and yummy, and then it ends up looking just like that, and it was so good. And all I did was I made steamed broccoli and carrots with mine, and it was an amazing meal, like really amazing meal. It breaded really nicely. You're not eating a ton of bread, literally probably 2 or 3 tablespoons. A whole chicken breast would be about 2 or 3 tablespoons of bread, and Parmesan cheese. It's the whole mix. So remember to throw away the breadcrumbs that you don't use because you are tossing in raw chicken. So that's it. It was super simple and it was super delicious, and we are going to have it for lunch today. So I just wanted to put this part up here real quick so everybody. And again, this will be on my Instagram. You can screenshot that. All right, so yeah, I'm doing really good. I haven't weighed myself since I lost 19 pounds. I try to only do it once a week. Sometimes if I'm feeling guilty for some reason, like I felt like I've eaten like something heavier, which I don't, we're eating really healthy and clean. Just a day that I guess I feel more bloated. Sometimes I weigh myself and it usually comes out smaller, which is really weird. When you feel heavier, you weigh small, I don't know. But I don't want to get too wrapped up in numbers, like I said from the beginning. Yeah, I really enjoyed sharing this with you guys, and I am going to continue to research some Pinterest stuff, try it out to make sure it's good, and then come on here and let you know how I'm doing. I'm excited for lunch. I'll show you next time that I make my breakfast tacos. They're out of this world, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? Love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.